falling, but tell me how you feeling. You're going too fast. You're going too fast.
So this is DJ Catsanova again doing a overseas over the phone interview, and this time I'm actually FaceTiming, even though you guys can't see, with my guy
Hey,
JW Francis. What's going on, sir?
hey, it's going great.
How's the
Good as I
weather in
can.
New York?
Oh, we've actually been having some pretty nice spring days. It goes between April showers and April sunshine. But I'm spending most of my time inside anyway. But I go out on my fire escape for my daily vitamin D.
That's actually very clutch. Where do you live in New York?
I live in Brooklyn. I live in Bushwick right
Oh, okay.
now. I've hopped all around. I used to be in Harlem for a couple of years. Now I'm out in Bushwick.
Where in Harlem? I'm from Harlem.
Oh, really? West Harlem, like 135th.
Oh,
135th and Broadway? Yeah.
oh, I born and raised on 112th and Lenox Avenue.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I went to Columbia. And so
Oh, nice.
right around there. Yeah, I was right around there.
Are you originally from New York?
No, I'm actually originally from Oklahoma, but I've got kind of a weird trajectory. When I was 12, my family moved to France. We went to Paris, and so I grew up. And when I was 10, we moved to Vermont. So I went from Oklahoma to Vermont to France, and I was there till I was 19. Then I moved to New York, and been here ever since.
When I get married, this is the crazy thing that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to Paris instead of having a traditional honeymoon like after you get married. We're gonna go to Paris first for like 5 days, say on a Monday, and then on the Friday, very early in the morning, get married, rush to the airport, fly to New York so it's the same time, and rush to the courthouse so we get married on the same day in 2 different places.
Wow. Yes. That would work with the time difference.
That was my dream. I'm like, hopefully traffic and everything, the powers that be, everything is the stars are aligned for me.
Yeah, you could get you could get there really early, and it would work out. That would be awesome.
I know. I'm like, fingers crossed. I'm assuming JW Francis is like initials for your real name.
Actually, it isn't.
No?
JW Francis is actually this name I came up with when I was a little kid because I wanted to be a fantasy fiction writer and write like C.S. Lewis, like Narnia, or like J.K. Rowling or J.R.R. Tolkien, or whatever. I just thought you needed like 2 letters and a fancy last name. So I picked J.W. Francis.
I was actually going to say, it sounds like a writer.
Right? Exactly.
And I had to ask you, how long have you been growing your beard?
Oh, boy. This one, well, the thing is, I actually started growing a beard in 2016. So I remember I voted and I had a beard. And I never looked back. But this, actually, I haven't trimmed definitely since quarantine. So it's been since, like, at least February.
I mean, that's a lot for that short amount of time. It takes me like 6 months to get there. So are you a part of a band or is JW a solo artist?
Well, it's really, it's really both. But but at the same time, it's a solo project. Like I write all the music, and what I do, the process is I'll write all the songs and record a demo at my place, and then I'll send it to my friend producer Sahil. And Sahil, I'm sorry, he'll be like, okay, come over to my place. He's got a studio, and we'll re-record the whole thing from scratch. So we were really like the recorded music, but then obviously when I'm playing live, the funny thing is I've got a dedicated like New York City band, but when I travel and then I go home to Paris, my dad plays drums for me, and like my high school friends are in my band. So I've got like a Paris band and a New York band. Yeah, and then I was like, it's so expensive, like pay for 5 people's plane tickets, like go somewhere and play, even if like I got fans in Chicago or something like that, So what I would do is when I would tour, I'll just be like, hey, does anybody play guitar and want to like make some money, like play in a band? Like, so I'll put together a band like a month before, or it'll just be like fans who are like, yo, I'll play in your band.
That's pretty dope.
And and like I'll show up. We'll do like one rehearsal, which is like the recipe for chaos. Like it just goes so wrong, but it's only gone really well. Funnily enough, like
that's probably the best thing that you can do as an artist to help support, to give back to your fans. Because somebody who's like a big fan of you and you're like, hey, you a fan? You play instrument? You want to play in my band? It's like, hell yeah, I want to play in your band.
Yeah. Chuck Berry actually used to just drive himself around the country in his like Cadillac and just show up and have a new backing band in every town.
That's pretty dope. See, that means I need to learn how to play an instrument. I'm learning YouTube drums on YouTube, but I only know how to play one song, just Mac DeMarco's Chamber of Reflections. That's it.
Nice. On
Very
drums?
simple. Yes, very simple. So your latest single, Everything, that just dropped in February. So because
Yeah.
of you, I don't know if you watched any of the interviews yet, or when this one is done and you watch it. My intro to the interviews is the same guy that did your Everything video.
Lane Goza?
Yes.
Oh, sick. Oh, that's so cool.
Because I saw your video and I loved the aesthetic of it, and I reached out to him. I was like, I want you to do something for me. It's just a little cat walking up into the spotlight of a microphone and meow, and that's it.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so sick. I can already see it, how you're doing it.
So looking back to you growing up, when do you think your passion for music first sparked?
I mean, definitely it would have to be just the household that I grew up in. Like my dad played drums. My mom and dad they had me when they were young. I had very young parents. They're I think they were 19 when they had me. So they were always very hip to listening to all the early, so I was the earliest stuff I remember is early 2000s, of course, NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, but my parents were burning me CDs with The Strokes and Arcade Fire and all this stuff. And yeah, just getting mixed CDs from my dad probably, and then taking it from there. And the internet, obviously LimeWire, just LimeWiring everything. I remember just as soon as I heard a band that I somewhat liked, I would just go and download their discography,
Immediately.
Immediately. And I feel a lot of people of our generation have that. Some people have that real obsessive. I just have to listen to everything this artist has ever done, and we can for free. Mm-hmm. And so it's really easy to go down. I went down so many holes as a kid, and so when I started playing guitar, I knew exactly what I wanted to play. I was just I need to learn how to play Float On by Modest Mouse. This is what I want to know.
So how did you learn? Did your dad teach you guitar, or he paid for lessons?
No, I remember I got a Squire Strat when I was 12 and tried to play it, and I think I even got a teacher, and I tried to play it, but it just didn't stick. And I was whatever. And then we moved to Vermont, and Vermont has 6 feet of snow in the winter, and we were just being inside for all of winter and not able to do anything except play the guitar. So I just really the winter that taught me. And then really what inspired me, funnily enough, or really kicked my butt into actually playing was the first year I was living in Paris. My parents put me in an international school, but it was way too much money, so I only did it for a year. All the kids were super rich, and one of them wanted guitar lessons, and so I was I'm going to learn the guitar to make money to teach this kid guitar lessons. So I was just always I was taking lessons one step ahead of him kind of deal, and then teaching.
That's smart. Does he play in your band when you go to Paris?
No.
Oh, no. Okay. So what instruments do you play? So you play guitar,
bass, harmonica, drums, a little bit. I drum all the stuff on my first EP I did myself, but the last few singles that sound noticeably better are the ones that I've done beside it. He's playing drums on this. I play some mandolin. I love the mandolin. I think that's about it. I'm learning piano right now. It's one of my Corona to-do lists. Is trying to learn piano.
Have you ever incorporated harmonica in any of your songs? I don't think I heard it.
No, I haven't yet. I'm kind of. It's funny because I actually have so much music right now that I finished an album and was gonna release it, and then someone got interested, and then that didn't pan out. In turn, a label got interested, and I've just been kind of going down these paths of trying to get it properly released, and it seems finally now in the next couple months I'm gonna be able to drop it, because I've already got another one backlog, and then almost done finally mixed, and then I've got another one all demoed out, and then another one all demoed out.
Four.
So I've got 4.
That's good. I mean, at least the coronavirus is good for people right now, actually.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be able to shoot out so much music like pretty soon, but hopefully.
That's
But it's
good.
just kind of scary because, like, I mean, with the virus, like the general rule in the music industry is you're supposed to play like 100 shows to promote an album around that. And when you can't play shows, a lot of people are, they don't want to put on music that they're not going to be able to properly promote. And people are saying, like, epidemiologists are saying, like, we might not be able to actually go to concerts till fall 2021.
Really?
Yeah. Because they're talking about, like, partially letting people be together in July and then, like, maybe, like, more fully in September, then we'll see if it spikes again. But then, like, actually gathering en masse, like, is apparently going to be a no-no for a long time. But I'm like,
That's
what?
crazy. Hopefully
I
that's not
know.
the case. Like, I can't even imagine, because I was here the entire time when it first broke out. So, like, I know from watching the news and then hearing people, like my mom and my dad actually got it. And my grandma got it and passed away from it. So it's like now it
Oh my
hit
God.
close home. So I'm like,
Yeah.
this is surreal. Like, it doesn't seem real because even though it's affecting my family, it's not affecting me directly because, like, I haven't seen it. Like, if I was back home, I would be stressing because I would have lost 2 jobs. And thankfully, the
Right.
only job I would have been working at would have been Amazon. And they would have been working me like a dog.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm like,
Totally.
I'm grateful to be here.
Oh man, I'm so sorry that happened.
No, I
Like,
appreciate it.
it's great. I mean, 2 people on my block have died. Like,
That's crazy. People stay at home. That's like the best
I
thing.
know exactly. I'm like,
If you live
it's
in New
only,
York, go on a fire skate. But if you don't, stay at home.
that's why I'm like, I can't believe that I won't be able to play shows until
Yeah, you're like, no, that's not happening.
No.
I wanna tell you everything, but nothing ever comes to mind. In the back of your car, or in the back of my mind. Wanna see what we can think.
So, what genre do you think best describes the vibe of your music?
I guess I like to just throw a lot of words at it right now because any one word is too loaded. So I just throw a lot at it. I say jangle, dream, bedroom pop, indie rock.
And those all are the ones that I thought. Django, I don't think I've
Yeah.
heard that one before though. Jangle
Yeah.
Pop.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've heard jangle, so I'm just like jangle, dream, pop.
So, and in 2018, you dropped the tape "I'll Love You Forever" by. And well, you already told us we can expect 4 albums because you have all this music waiting. So what's going to be the first, when you get the opportunity, as soon as they say COVID is done, you can start touring, you can do this and the third, what is going to be the next project we can expect?
The next project is called We Share a Similar Joy. And it's kind of an extension of like the vibe / feeling of the first EP, which is really all about gratitude. And so this whole first one is really kind of, it's a gratitude, happy, sad kind of feeling, nostalgia. But yeah, that's the whole vibe of it. The second one that hopefully I can come out with this year as well is called Wonder Kid. And that's like a concept album about a superhero. I'm like designing, I'm like working with someone to design a superhero costume right now that hopefully I'll be able to wear on tour as soon as it's all over.
That would be dope.
So that would be dope, yeah. But this one, We Share Similar Joy, like everything is on it and lo-fi is on it. So like there's a couple of singles I've already released off it, but
all right, so this needs to be done sooner than later so that we can get that.
I know exactly. I'm like, there's a lot more to tell in the story, so let's get going.
So now that you're in the house and you have time to do and listen to music, who are the top 3 artists that you think you're listening to right now?
I'm honestly listening to a lot of Bell and Sebastian right now, just because they're very comforting. Like to just go into like the life pursuit, you really get out, or Dear Catastrophe Waitress. Just listening to like a mid 2000s indie tweed rock album right now is very comforting while I'm doing the dishes. something. Number 2 would probably be Sam Evian. If you know him, he's just got some very relaxing. I'm listening to just relaxing music. That's everything. Yeah. And then definitely Crum.
Crum.
Because I was really, really into their first EP, obviously, and then when their album dropped last year, I didn't really listen to it at all. I don't know why. I'm just kind of discovering that.
Catching up.
Yeah.
Right before this all went down, too, I saw Crum perform in San Francisco. I'm mad because usually when I go to shows, I wait until the end. Like, I'm literally the last person there, and I'll have my vinyls waiting to get it signed and get a picture. But they played the last song. You know, usually everybody, like, oh, thank you, good night. And they leave, and everybody's like, oh, cool. And they'll come back and play one more. They left, and that was it. The lights came on, and I was like, oh, what the hell? Are they going to come out? And I waited, and they didn't come. It was Crum, Divino Nino, and Shorme.
Wow! Oh, I love Shorme. I played a show with Shorme.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Do you know Manny? Manny's like
yes.
He's like he runs Citrus City Records, which is a really, really good. I've also been checking them out. They just got covered in. They just got Pitchfork. I was like, what the fuck? Like, because they're just like really cool people from Richmond. And Manny was the first person to put Crum on tape, and then became the tour manager, and was also managing Trome. And so he set up a show with me and Trome at Babies. I want to say January. I don't remember. Maybe last year, December. Anyway, Manny. Shout out to Manny. He's great.
Yeah, that was a really good show. They put on a good show. I was happy about it. Now I think this question that I made up is specifically for you, since we were talking about you going on tour and using different artists. So I was like, let me come up with something different. So now I'm very happy that you shared that with me. If you could collaborate with a few artists to create a dream team with you on vocals, who would you put on guitar? Who would you put on bass? And who would you put on drums? Anybody. They can be dead or alive.
Anybody dead or alive. That's really hard, because this could be like, because originally I thought you were saying like somewhat realistically, but not realistically, but Melanie Faye, I think, would be amazing. But if it's by dream team, I can pick anybody dead or alive. I have to pick dead people, because when am I ever going to have this chance again?
That's true.
Okay, dead person. There's that song. Oh shoot, what's the guy with the talking guitar that's like sweetly lonely?
Talking guitar.
Talking guitar, 1960s.
Oh, it's Peter Frampton.
No, Pete Drake.
Pete Drake. Okay, yeah, Pete Drake came up.
And his talking steel guitar. Yeah, I would get Pete Drake. Pete Drake on guitar. On bass, like Bootsy Collins, I guess.
That's a good one.
Yeah. On drums, I'd probably get Ringo on there, just because, you know what?
Like you got the dream team. You could pick anybody. Might as well.
Yeah, exactly. This is just going to be a hilarious band. Okay, we got Pete Drake, Ringo Starr, Bootsy Collins, and
that's you. And you on vocals.
Oh, and me. Oh, there we go. And vocals. Yeah, that's it. Okay, there we go. We're 4 piece.
So now I have something fun to do for you. So I have these cards. It's called pod decks. So I have 2 decks here. One is called What the Heck, and the other one is called Would You Rather. I'll let you pick one, and then we'll draw 3 cards from them.
What the heck?
What the heck? All right, let's see. Let's shuffle these real quick. All right.
Well, I'm excited. This is fun. I love games.
If you could talk to one species of animal, what would it be?
Dogs, definitely.
Dogs?
Yeah, definitely, because they're everywhere. And I could be like, yo, what up? And they'd be like, no, I'm just picking a poop. And I'd be like, yeah, that's so cool.
I'm not going to ask this one because it's pretty much like the band question. It's like, if you could sing a duet with anyone, who would it be? But
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton? All right, that's a good one. Let's see. Here we go. Do you have a signature move or quirk that people notice or comment on? Absolutely.
It's my hip thrust. Whenever I play live, I have a hip move. I don't even do it intentionally anymore.
It's like the Elvis thing.
I'm like playing like that. Well, it's just like how I keep time. So everybody always is like, "Oh yeah, you should do a hip exercise for the video or something."
That means you're like doing 3 things at once. I would lose my mind.
For me, it's just my body. I don't have to think about it.
All right, now last one. Boom. What strange thing would you like to happen at your funeral to make people laugh?
Oh, yes. I've thought about this a lot. You know, I'm pretty famous for throwing scavenger hunts for people's birthdays. So I would probably involve a scavenger hunt in my funeral, like to find my body. Like I would maybe pay one of my friends to steal my corpse, and stash it somewhere. And then it's like a scavenger hunt to find where I am, and my voice comes on the speaker, and it's to find me.
I don't know how your parents would feel about that.
I mean, it's either that or I'm gone. They put me on strings, and I can dance around
and do the hip thrust thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though I'm not here with you guys, I'm gonna perform for you one last time.
Exactly, just my hands flopping against the guitar,
Well, that's all the time I have. I appreciate you so much for doing this interview. Thank you so much.
Yeah. No, thank you for having me. It's so fun. The card game is awesome.
Oh, and tell everybody your handle. Where can they find some JW Francis doing some live stuff on Instagram?
Oh, I'm always live at 6 p.m. Eastern time at JW__Francis. If you just type JW Francis, I think it's the first thing that shows up. So.
Are you on SoundCloud too?
I am. JW Francis on SoundCloud. Right, yeah. Just look that up right there.
And I just followed
SoundCloud.
I just followed you on YouTube today too.
Yes, and I put up a lot of fun videos on YouTube. So yeah, I mean, there's just so many platforms. It's SoundCloud, Spotify, Bandcamp, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook,
Apple Music. Are you on Twitter too?
Apple Music, yeah. Say what? Title? Yeah.
Twitter.
I am on Twitter, JW Fran.
JW San Fran?
Fran, yeah.
Oh, Fran.
JW Fran.
All right, man.
Yeah, I forget the tweet, but yeah.
You know what you got to do to make it easier? You have to connect it to your Instagram. Since you're on Instagram so much, you literally just click a button and it'll just send it right to Twitter.
That's right. Yeah, you're totally right. I do that for Facebook.
I'm never on Twitter or Facebook. I'm always on Instagram. I just click the button and just post it on both.
That's an idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, I should do that.
All right, man. Well, thank you for this interview so much. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
All right, man. Take care.
I'll see you.
Going too fast.
Thank you all for listening, and be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Apple Music, and Spotify at DJ Catsanova for new music, a playlist every Friday, and live shows happening in the Bay Area. Stay cool, kiddies.
Going too fast. You're going too fast.
This podcast is a proud member of the BFF.FM podcast network. Learn more at podcast.bff.fm.
BFF.FM, best frequencies forever.